What's up, everybody? We're back. It's the Prize Pick Show right here on Orange Bloods Live. It's the first one of the season. I'm Jeff Ketchum, Anwar Richardson, Jason Sukamel, Alex Dunlap. We're all here. There are no games yet, but we still have Prize Picks. And oh, they're the tasty season bets that we love to fall in love with. And then they come crashing down on our dreams because sports. Before we do anything, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel. Jump into the Specs chat. We always love it whenever you do that, but we love it when you leave comments. Let us know what your favorite pick of our picks selections are today. And of course, we're here because PrizePicks is the bomb. Sign up right now. Use that promo code OrangeBloods. They will give you $50 to play with right away, instantly. Real money, win real money. It's our favorite game of the year. And so I'm glad to be talking about it. Fellas, are we ready for a little PrizePicks?
I never took a break from PrizePicks.
I meant with like college football more than anything else. I don't mean like degenerate Yankees in July type stuff.
Okay, well, yeah.
I did do a Nathan's hot dog eating contest on PrizePicks back in July, though. I do have to say that. I think they had like what was it? Was it one hot dog for Joey Chestnut?
One hot dog for Joey Chestnut. Yeah, that was an easy one right on there.
I missed everybody else, though, in the competition.
I got to be honest. I took a beating. 2 years ago, I felt like we took advantage of Alex's know-how for the NFL draft stuff. And then we took advantage of a bunch of cockamamie lines. I got destroyed at the draft this year, and I just couldn't get anything right. I've just had to take a little bit of a break after the bloodbath. I'm back. I'm ready. I got some season totals I'm excited about. Gentlemen, there's no reason to bury the lead. The very first thing that we absolutely have to talk about is none other. Arch Manning's in the game. It's not EA Sports. It's PrizePicks. We've got season totals. I can tell you that I love one of these more than the other. You're picking one or the other to go in any direction. What's everybody doing here with Arch right out of the gate?
Well, it begs a tougher question, I think, Cash. It's like, do we think passing wise that Arch Manning is going to have a better season than Quinn Ewers did last year? Because this is just regular.
You're not asking the right question, Alex.
It is, right?
No, the question is, do you think he's going to play 12 games? Because it's not about how many touchdown passes Quinn threw last year. Quinn has to be viewed through the prism of he could never play 12 games.
Oh, well, right. But if you just say, so Quinn, he missed 2 starts, right? It was 2 starts.
2 starts this year.
So
but he wasn't healthy in the other few games after that. He wasn't.
If you just look and if you were just to take and just arbitrary, I'm just pulling it. So if you take those 2 games out and just add on the first 2 of the postseason and just kind of put them as placeholders, right? He had 358 against Georgia, 202 against Clemson. That would be a total of here in this spread of 2867. If you use those as placeholders, I think probably
over 12 games.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Arch will be better. Yes. Arch will be better. I think Arch will play more games. I think I've already taken it. I've already put a hundo down on Arch and tried to pair it with.
Which one though? Arch what? Did you take the pass?
I have it set up here. I have not yet hit select, primarily because my computer broke down right before I was getting ready to record here today, and it took everything I had to get us ready to go.
It's 267 yards per game is what it breaks down to. Over if you're talking the yards.
I think the touchdown plays the play.
I
really do.
Honestly, I'm a little bit gun shy. Just the offensive line and
he's going to get 10 in a couple of those September games combined. I'm thinking about when Casey Thompson came on the scene and he got UTSA or whatever it was,
right?
and huge numbers in September.
He's got that September window, even if you include Ohio State, but you're talking San Jose State, UTEP, Sam Houston, where if he plays 2.5 to 3 quarters, it should be lights out in all three
He's
of those.
going to get half the total in those games. I
He
really
also has Mississippi State as well on the schedule, Catch, and Arkansas.
I think he's going into October sitting on about 15, and he's got the whole season. It really is, will Arch stay healthy? And because I got to be honest, that's what got me last year in PrizePicks. As I sit here on the season totals, well, the DJ ukulele thing, that one got me. I didn't, that looked like fool's gold, and it was. And I wished I hadn't put DJ U in almost every single season total that I did. Wow, the joke was on me. But, whether it was, the receiver at Missouri, Luther Burden, or just any number of guys, it wasn't a matter of whether or not the numbers were too low. It ended up being a question of whether or not guys could stay healthy. And the issue I ran into last year was a bunch of guys didn't play 12 games. And the thing is, when you do the season totals and those injuries mount up early, like Quinn's a good example. As soon as Quinn got hurt, it was like, oh no. It's like I've got Quinn in some season total numbers, and Luther Burden was banged up, and it felt like guys, if they get hurt earlier, chasing them. So it's really not about – I think there's a lot of tasty lines, but I learned my lesson last year, and it's about finding – are there guys that arrive with real issues of like injuries in their careers? I'm staying away from those guys.
So like no Carson Beck I saw that Carson Beck has some.
Just
Like,
because
They
right. got me last year, Alex. It was like every week I would look at the numbers and they would just be stuck on whatever they were the week before because they didn't play.
So don't you take the less? Don't you take the less for some of those guys, Catch? And just I know you don't like. I know we love the Moors, but it's almost like then isn't the opposite true? Opposite, George.
Yo, man,
you then take the less,
guys, for season long picks in these types of deals like that. One of the most profitable things that there is, especially for passing yards, is taking the under.
Really?
Or taking the less. It's like this. So there's this post.
Hold on, I think I've got that right here. No, that's rushing. I'll put. Let me find the passing numbers. Here we go.
There's a.
There we go. They're going to be there somewhere. There we go.
So listen to this. If and this is from Connor Allen on X. He did, and now this is for NFL, but just listen to these projections. If you would, so the under hit rate per year. If you would blindly taken unders on NFL quarterbacks in 2021, you would have hit it 78%. 2022, you would have hit it 71%. 2023, 64%. 2024, 67%. Just going through and blindly taking season-long passing lesses.
I'm not touching some of these. I hate to do the lesses, but basically 3,800 yards for Garrett Nussmeier is a monster number.
Dude, Carson Beck, he only started really throwing. He had the UCL. He only started throwing the football a couple weeks ago. Are we really going to do that?
Yeah, but we've seen that Miami will throw the ball. I mean, I know Carson Beck, is Carson Beck, but
DJ Lagway, I know we all love him, but I mean,
he was injured last year. I'm staying away from him.
It's been a shoulder. Now it's something he's wearing a boot. Like they have
Am I crazy for liking the John Mateer one just because I think Oklahoma is going to be playing from behind quite a bit? 28.50 on him.
I mean, he could maybe playing from behind. Do you think it's going to matter? I mean, do you think he's going to complete a whole lot of passes?
Yeah, they'll be throwing the ball a lot, is what I'm saying. In the second half.
Will he be completing a lot? Is the question.
Where do you see Mateer on here?
He's down he's not on your screen, but he's down at the bottom. I'm looking on the actual PrizePicks.
So you're just not going to follow the conversation, Jason. Okay, cool.
No, he's on PrizePicks. Like, then I can't talk about him. Yeah. I like
the kickers. What are you talking about?
I would say on this, like if using what Alex is talking about, I just start thinking about who are guys that, Sawyer Robertson. I don't know that I believe that any Baylor quarterback is going to play the whole season. That's a lot of passing yards. It always seems like they go through guys. Sam Levitt's number looks pretty low. If he stays healthy, didn't he kill that last year?
Yeah, and the only real piece that it's a big piece, but Cam Scadaboo's their main offensive loss. I know that he was definitely a factor in the passing game too. But
he had 28, 85 last year catch in 13 games.
Okay. So he beat that, didn't kill it. I guess that would have included in 13 games, that would have included one extra game though.
Do you guys, whenever you look at the one for Drew Aller, do you think that's because generally I would love to take the under on a guy like that I'm just not I'm not completely sold on him being very good.
I don't think he is very good.
But then you factor in, it's like, well, they finally in the transfer portal, they finally went and got him some receivers and some help. And you're like, what if he finally does turn it on? It worries me a little. To me, Carson Beck looks like the one that's
it's a big number, isn't it?
I mean, it feels high, especially for a guy that's not coming into the season healthy. He's right there with like Klubnik, who has just all the
all the weapons in the world.
Yeah, and just these big games starting out right at the very beginning of the season, competitive conference where they're going to be going back and forth. I think of all these.
Again, I know he's not Cam Ward, but Miami throws the ball a ton. Man, or they did with Cam Ward. Does that mean they will with Carson Beck? Not necessarily.
Noah Moss starting. Do we know he's going to be the quarterback though? For sure.
What?
They paid him like $5 million.
Yeah, I mean, they're certainly expecting it. They're certainly expecting it for sure. I think that would be a big bummer if they didn't. And then Nussmeier too. That's a guy catch. We've talked about this before. You're like, are we? Yeah, I kind of like him, but you've kind of said it. Like, are we sure?
They're PrizePicks is telling us that Garrett Nussmeier is going to be in New York City. That's a huge number.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
In 12 games? That's a huge number. That's more than 300 passing yards a game. Now, I know that they brought in a bunch of transfers, but Brian Kelly's offense isn't like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they're just going to be expecting a lot from they brought in your guy catch Barry and Brown. They brought in Nick Anderson.
No, they're loaded, but they're not 2020 LSU loaded or 2019.
Oh well, who is?
That's a Joe Burrow number.
Yeah, no, it's certainly a high number, but I don't think that you can compare like Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, those types of players to Barry and Brown, Nick Anderson.
Look how many yards
Chris Hilton Jr. is another guy that was at SEC Media Days who they say is.
Alex, look at the correlation between touchdown passes and passing yards. Look at the value you would seemingly get. They think Nussmeier and Arch, the difference between them in passing yards and Klubnik as well is, they have Nussmeier 700, 600 more yards passing than Klubnik, but the same amount of touchdown passes? That's odd, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's odd, especially whenever you consider that. I mean, generally, I would think that maybe they would depress. It feels like they would depress Arch Manning's just for his rushing. That he would get down there, it wouldn't be these back pylon or I guess front pylon types of throws to a wingo or something like that, and he would just run it in. But Nussmeier doesn't bring that same element. So
Nussmeier did throw for 4,052 yards last year in 13 games. So, you can make an argument that what's his total? 30 or
36? Not what was it? 38.
38. So
36.
I'll put it back up there. It's 37.99.
Right at what he threw. That's right at what he threw in 12 games last
year. But if he
misses
a game, he's cooked.
Right. Yeah.
By the way, Catch, in there, when you guys are talking about kind of lesses in the conversation, when you look at Nico's number from UCLA, I went and looked up their schedule because I think for most part, we thought of him, at least I thought of him as a bus driver over at Tennessee, and Tennessee kind of felt the same way, which is why they weren't willing to pay him. UCLA this year, Catch, they opened with Utah in Pasadena. They have UNLV, New Mexico, Northwestern. Their other games are Penn State, Michigan State, Maryland, Indiana, Nebraska, Ohio State, Washington, USC.
It's not super easy.
Which is my point. I don't know if he hits that 25, 24 number because last year as a bus driver, I mean, he was at that 20, he was at 26-16 at Tennessee, which actually was a good team.
But Tennessee would play with their defense and played ahead and ran the ball. And I think I heard that schedule, and I don't know what UCLA's record's going to be, but they're going to need to score 30 points a lot of weeks to win games. They're going to be trailing if they're not. Like I think there will be more of an evidence for Nico to have to throw the ball. Tennessee would get into games and bludgeon people 14-7, and they didn't. They weren't electric.
Nico threw for over 200 yards. I say 200 yards catch 4 times last season.
No, I know. Nico was not very good last year. I'm telling you, though, that.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, even when throwing the ball, Nico wasn't that impressive.
Well, I'm not putting any money on Nico for the more. I don't know what we're arguing right now, but I am not.
I'm telling you how I'm explaining why I feel the less is because I feel like even if he's forced to throw the ball, I'm saying I don't necessarily think that means a lot for their offense because I don't think he's that good.
I think you're sweating that one out until the final game of the season, because it's the number's so low that I can see him going into like the final game and he's at 2,100, and you're like, "All right, Nico." We were watching that last game. Like, come on now, let's see some incompletion.
I could also see Nico being banged up and like, the checks are clear, and I'm going to chill out for a while.
Then there's that.
He's not the biggest in stature. I mean, he's kind of frail, so he might get banged up a little bit. There's one, and it wasn't on the screen there, but Jackson Arnold at Auburn, 2,800. That guy sucks. I would take the lesson.
Yeah, but I mean, he's got one of the but he's gonna. I mean, they
got weapons.
They have Cam Coleman, Eric Singleton. They got and Hugh Freeze is legitimately pegging his career on that guy.
I don't get it, but yeah,
I think Jackson Arnold is going to be pretty good. I think he's going to make Oklahoma fans regret that they let him go, but he's not going to end up being like a first-round pick. But I think he's going to be pretty good in that offense.
I got to see it to believe it, dude. After watching him at Oklahoma, that guy was terrible.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to get it out of your head, but it's something that I've been kind of forcing myself to wrap my head around.
He does have that might be the best 1-2 wide receiver punch in the SEC.
Yeah, and I forget their third guy. Like they have a third guy too. Like his name.
I think Auburn is the sneaky, quiet underdog best. They've got a top 10 roster in college football, and I think that's a team that if you're Texas, you're just glad. You know what?
Yeah,
we don't need Auburn on the schedule this year. Let everybody else deal with that wide receiving core. And Jason might sit back and go, "What's the big deal? Who's afraid of playing a little low team with Jackson Arnold at quarterback?" And he might be right. Like, he's probably more right than he is wrong. But Auburn's overall roster is better than Oklahoma's. So,
yeah,
is that true? That could be true. I guess
they have the same number. Auburn has one more super blue chip from a recruiting standpoint on its roster.
Are you kidding, dude?
But their super blue chips are aided by they went and got good players in the portal. So a lot of their super blue chips are top 25 guys in the portal. And Eric Singleton is a perfect example. Like, everybody wanted that guy. So even their super blue chip numbers are a little bit more legit than Oklahoma's. Because Oklahoma's would be a guy like David Stone who hasn't even done anything yet, right? I mean, that is the super blue chip number can be flawed to a certain extent. That's why the volume matters so much. I'm just telling you, Auburn's overall talent is up there with everybody in the SEC or better who's not named LSU, Alabama, Texas, or Georgia. So if Jackson Arnold can just not be terrible with all those guys around him, they can be really good. I think they're going to beat somebody this year, and we're all going to go, "Damn, Jackson Arnold isn't terrible." And Jason on Monday.
Then the next week he'll be terrible again.
No, and Jason on Monday morning may go, slow down. Listen.
Hey, Catch. I don't know if maybe this came out while we were recording this, but they do have a lot. They do have something on Arch Manning in week 1 versus Ohio State. They've set it at 239.5 passing yards.
I'd stay away from that. That just feels like a stay away from number.
And they have him at 1.5 touchdowns.
Is that passing and or rushing or just passing?
Who's passing? And they've got
Ryan
Klubnik
Wingo,
at 284.5 versus LSU.
Ryan Wingo 60.5 receiving yards. So listen, if they've got him at 1.5, you're talking 2-ish touchdowns against Ohio State, then Catch what you said earlier makes a lot of sense. He gets past that and he gets those cupcake games. His line's going to be 3 touchdowns a game probably.
It's about staying healthy.
Yeah, and
it really is.
Hey, let me jump back, and I know we'll get back
real
to
quick because we're just on that point, and then we'll move on because we probably won't go back to it. How many times it feels like Anwar has not done his annual quarterbacks get fucked up at Texas on an annual basis all the time?
That I've been doing it for years. I just add to it every year.
It's queued up and ready to go.
No, I feel like I did it like a month or so ago, but the realistic thing is, Texas. And look, it's not just a me thing. AJ Milwee has discussed it. Sark talked about that being the reason why they signed Matthew Caldwell. They just haven't been able to keep a quarterback healthy at Texas. It just is what it is. And even if you say, well, okay, that was a Quinn Ewers kind of issue. Well, Casey Thompson, we know what that thumb looked like at the end of the year. Hudson Card battled injuries as well, and Hudson was injured. And then you just go back past that to the Sam Ellingers of the world, and he was always battling injuries. And it goes all the way back, honestly, until Colt McCoy in that national championship game. So keeping a quarterback healthy, one of the things Milwee talked about is recently, Catch, is that he's like, hey, we went and looked at film last year, and the thing that we told Arch was, hey, man, sometimes you may just need to take a 5-yard gain and just get down. Because they talked about, hey, there's no need for you to take on a middle linebacker and risk injury. And there was a couple of times where he got dinged a little bit. And so, but it's just hard in college football, especially in the SEC, to say, oh, you're going to be there for every single game.
Guys, why don't we let's put a pin in this. We'll stop next week when we come back for next week's Prize Pick show. We'll get into the running backs. We'll get into the wide receivers. Otherwise, we'll turn the debut Prize Pick show of the year into like an hour-long affair, and I don't even think Prize Picks wants that. So look, guys, we've talked quarterbacks. We've talked Arch. Get on the Prize Picks today. Again, promo code OrangeBloods. If you've never signed up before and you use that promo code, they're going to give you $50, and they're going to let you get down. Play 5, get 50. It's as simple as that. We're excited. I'm telling you, I'm about to go. I haven't put the hundo down yet. I'm just going to do Arch, and I have got to figure out which one I want to pair him with.
The Arch passing touchdowns?
What's that?
The Arch passing touchdowns is what you take?
I want passing touchdowns. I'm going to put a hundo with the single best season bet that I think I can pair it with.
I tell you who I think my season best one is, and it wasn't on the screen. It's down below, but Kevin Jennings at SMU. He didn't start until, I think, week 3 last year, and he threw for 3,245 yards. And that was in 14 games. But, again, he didn't start the first 2 games, so it's almost kind of a 12-game sample, if you will. 32.45. They've got him at 27.74. I like Kevin Jennings to go past that number.
I don't know what I'm doing, but it's not going to be Kevin Jennings.
That was a good SMU team. What are you talking
about? That's not going to be my pick.
I do need to look and do some research. Like, I don't really know what weapons he has returning, but that number to me, I'm like, wait a second, he should blow past that.
Hey, Catch, we have our first NFL preseason game on Thursday with the Lions and the Chargers. You can just pair Arch with Omari and Hampton, the rookie runner for the Chargers. They have his over-under rushing yards set at 14.5. They just need to hand him the ball 3 times. You're going to get that out of the way. and then you can just sweat the Arch thing for the whole
You know
rest
what,
of the
Alex? I'm going to do it.
season.
I'm going to do it.
No, because
I wouldn't do it for the hundo. I wouldn't do it for the hundo.
no, Cat, no, because what if they decide like, hey man, just chill out today, and
Yeah,
then
they
they
could
play.
The only thing is that Najee Harris he blew up the fireworks in his eye, so he's not playing. And if you look, I mean, they really besides Hampton,
what did Najee Harris do?
4th of July, like fireworks.
He had a 4th of July fireworks accident. He has no timeline for return because he blew up in his eye.
What the hell?
Yeah, but so on the roster, they also have they do have some guys like, it could be one of these things where Omari Hampton was a first-round pick. They're like, we're not having this dude play in the Hall of Fame game. But if anybody watched him play last year, you hand him the ball twice, he's getting 14.
Well, they got 5 Chargers running backs listed on this for this game, dude. So there's no guarantee that he gets even 3.
It could be, yeah. Maybe don't put the
You're
whole.
going to have me watching the Hall of Fame game? Like,
No.
Look at that. You're like the Cheshire Cat right now. Look at that smile on your face. All right. I got to think about it. But next week, we'll continue the conversation of did Catch put $100 on a Marion Hamptons. You know what, mate? I got enough time. If it misses, I'll just put another 100 on Arch.
It is the most popular running back play for either team by a wide margin. So I'm assuming people are taking the more on that one. So a lot of people are
probably a bad sign, man. You got a lot.
Oh no!
You're betting with the general public. So I don't know what that means. Yes.
Damn it! We'll see. TBA for now, guys. Get on PrizePicks. Have a good time. As you can tell, we have a great time with it. We love to play. Get it done. Go sign up for Orange Bloods and PrizePicks. There's no PrizePicks like promo code for Orange Bloods, but there is an Orange Bloods promo code for PrizePicks. Use it today. Until next week, fellas, y'all have a great one. Later.